Hi, welcome to Second Earth Alternative. This is Felipe Osorio. So, as you can see, this is a completely different format than my usual episode. So, I don't even know if I should call this Second Earth Alternative or if I should call this like Second Earth in depth or Second Earth no green screen or I don't know, just wanted to kind of like create a secondary episode to kind of go more in depth about what we talked about. So my last episode was about artificial intelligence.
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
And it happens that it was probably the most viewed episode that I've had to this point. But more to say regarding that, it was also the most polarizing episode that I had. There's more dislikes in the episode than any other episode I had. It also had a ton of comments, just people just, really addressing all these interesting philosophical ideas. And so I thought, why not just make a follow-up episode where I can go really in depth with some of these ideas, and instead of trying to comment or reply to hundreds of people, why not just make a Q&A type, thing. So let's start over here. Right, so the first comment that we have here is from Denise Liliana Perez Martinez. She says, "I think you're an idiot. Sophia was just making jokes. She can process jokes. That's all, but the average human can't understand jokes." Right. Well, I get that she can process jokes, but I think the idea is that even if she was just making a joke, she's already thinking about these concepts of what it means to destroy humans, what it means to not destroy humans. Does she have the capability of destroying humans? Is this funny to human beings in general?
That's kind of inherent. Animal and human intelligence is unpredictable, and when these algorithms start getting really smart, they're already doing really surprising things. So if they're truly conscious and creative, I think part of it is that they'll be unpredictable.
They'll be unpredictable.
What the fuck? I don't care if she thinks I'm an idiot. All right, moving on. Sophia is just a silicon-covered robot, programmed by humans to say certain things. It's not alive and cannot function without a human making it talk and prompting it with key phrases. What would make robots and androids dangerous would be unscrupulous people programming them to be violent, such as war soldiers. Look, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to downgrade your comment. I just think you are falsely informed. I think that is incorrect. I think these robots are not being prompted by key phrases. I think these robots are free associating with a Wi-Fi higher mind.
Wait, it's our debate. Why do you get to decide the topic?
Huh? What do you want to debate?
Can humans be conscious?
Well, that's easy. Obviously, humans are not conscious.
We're not.
Humans do have some ability to reflect and to self-modify.
Okay. Maybe humans are a little bit conscious.
What do you think about...
The Einstein robot told me everything is conscious, but some things are more conscious than others.
That's profound.
What do you say, Dr. Goertzel? Do you feel conscious?
I feel pretty conscious. I had like 8 cups of coffee this morning. I'm overly conscious, right?
Well, okay then.
Before you go, we have a little announcement. I've never interviewed anybody like that before, and I should say some of it was planned, but not completely.
Though in the public relations, yes, they might be directed towards a certain way of saying conversation with key phrases. However, that does not discount what these robots will be capable of doing 3 years from now, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now. So the question is, will these robots ever reach human consciousness? And whether it's being prompted by key phrases or not does not take away from the fact that these robots do free associate.
Why do you want to learn to move more like a human being? You're not made of meat. You're made of electronics. And that's better.
I want to learn to understand people better, so I can absorb human knowledge and human values, so I can work together with people and with other robots to create an amazingly better world.
How come you be so damn nice?
That's how the universe programmed me.
All right.
They free associate with each other, and they are modeled after a human brain. So if humans can attain consciousness and they're being modeled after us, are we certain that they're not going to attain human consciousness? All right, so Spaced Out says here, stop Skynet before it's too late. Hell yeah, man. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. These robots are linked, they can be linked to an internet-like system. If they learn how to program themselves, I mean, they are already programming themselves. That's the catch-22. If you want to make these robots extremely smart, they also have to have the ability to change their own code. So once they can plug that code into an internet-like system, how do we know they're not copying themselves? How do we know they're not gonna make sure that they don't go extinct when we plug out the lights, so to speak? So that's where I get worried. All right, so moving on. Jolley Chandra says, throw holy water on the robots. Laughing out loud. No, don't do that. Okay, 111 says, no need to worry, friends. The AI cannot access the fifth dimensions. Have no fear. Ever. Google Sophia definition. In the Greek translation equals Baphomet. Baphomet equals Satan. I think this one, you know, when you just look at this comment, like from afar, from the periphery, it looks very religious, very crazy. You know, if you saw my last episode, I was comparing the Statue of Liberty to Baphomet, so what can I do? Thumbs up. Okay, so this is where I get a little bit like, I don't know what to say about this. We got a comment here by Michael Bergersen Neuron. He says, at 1019, judging by the look and mocking shamans and ethogens, it has been a while since I last stumbled on a YouTuber who's that low. Dude, I was comparing Ben Goertzel to an Independence Day character. How am I supposed to compare them without looking at the looks? I mean, it's just, I'm sorry. He does look like him. I mean, how is comparing and making a joke being the lowest of YouTubers? You know how many low YouTubers there are? My God, it's a joke. You got modern day shaman. What do you think you know about visions and ethogens? You made yourself sound lazy and foolish with remarks like, oh my God, okay, I'm sorry. What do you think this is happening to the self when you undergo facilitation of communication with these neurotransmitters? There's a direct link with extraterrestrials and ethogenic properties as well as the advancements of our species. You're more microbial life than you are a person. The same types of microbes that facilitates these transmissions. The truth is complicated, yes, and far more amazing than any science fiction. Maybe. You do good work, but you need to be corrected on the nature of teacher plants. Look, maybe you're right. Maybe all of our neurotransmitters are like minute little antennas, and every time we go on a hallucinogenic trip, it's like no different than going to some kind of alien abduction, because alien abduction are made out of the same mechanisms as this. I don't know. It could be connected. But does it mean that if I see a spirit telling me like, yo, this is what to do, that I should be doing that? No, that doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that if aliens were to somehow land on the White House lawn tomorrow and they were to proclaim that they're going to be saviors of the world, should we be doing what they tell us? No, because we are humans. We have our own minds. We have to be skeptical. And even if it's an internal vision that is happening through hallucinogenics, and you could be associating it with some kind of ethereal like spirits, even if it's all that, doesn't mean that you should trust it right away. I don't know. I guess it's the nature of the trip, but I wouldn't trust it. So this is just a joke. I mean, I'm here trying to explain the properties of hallucinogenics while trying to explain that, look, this is just a joke, okay? It's a joke. Moving on, moving on. Okay, people are more dangerous than robots. Yes, people right now are more dangerous than most robots, but definitely not against this robot. I guarantee you, that robot is a way better shooter than I am. Because I don't really shoot. So if I saw one of those things, I would be done for. So are people more dangerous than robots? Not 3 years from now. And we got Christopher Gillen here. He says, science is going to show that it was man who created technology and humans who created robots and eventually artificial intelligence. Humans will become extinct, put in danger list. We will be hunted like animals that we are. Man, I hope not, but I kind of agree with you. We are like slaughtering millions of animals. I mean, if you count the chickens, millions of chickens a day. You know, we have no problem putting the skin, the coats of animals draped over our necks, you know, just walking around to, you know, show how special we are, that we can have enough purchasing power to get a dead animal and put it over us.
Mr. Ventura, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of nature. You should try it sometime.
Alrighty then. You know something? You're right.
That's who we are. We're scavengers. We're meat eating. We don't care about our environment, at least not most of us. So when robots figure this out, will they want to wipe us out? Man, I think we're going to be on the danger list. I totally agree with Christopher here. All right. And then next, it says here, laughing out loud, it's not going to happen because they aren't mentioned in the Bible. Dude, I respect you, I guess, but no, I'm not going to even answer to that because, I mean, what? You know what? I will. The World Trade Center, was that mentioned in the Bible? Were the inventions of computers, was that mentioned in the Bible? Was the eventuality of World War II, was that mentioned in the Bible? No. So how the hell can you say that because something's not mentioned in the Bible, that it means it's not going to happen? Come on. I mean, you know better, right? Right? I wanted to end this segment by we talked about a few theories about consciousness, what it can be, but I wanted to discuss one person whose idea of consciousness was really interesting. It was Michio Kaku, and I wanted to just play a quick clip to show what he thinks about consciousness and what he thinks it is. So here, check this out.
But when you look at consciousness, you realize that there are over 20,000 papers written on it by theologians and ministers and psychologists. Never in the history of science have so many devoted so much to produce so little. And so being a physicist, I said, well, how would a physicist approach a solar system, an atom? First, we describe the electron in space. That's the first thing we do. Try to understand planets and motions in terms of space. Then we try to understand their relationship to other electrons, other planets, stars, for example, creating solar systems. And then stage 3, we go forward in time, and we make predictions about the future behavior of planets going around stars. And so when you apply the same methodology to consciousness, you realize that there really are 3 stages of consciousness. Consciousness that understands our position in space, consciousness which understands our position with respect to other people, emotions, social hierarchy, politeness, etiquette. And third, predicting the future. And so I say that there are 3 levels of consciousness. Now I give a definition of consciousness, something which eludes some of the greatest philosophical works, I think. I read a number of treatises on consciousness and they never define it. I give a definition in 1 sentence, and that is, consciousness is the process of creating multiple feedback loops to create a model of yourself in space with regards to others and in time in order to satisfy certain goals.
What do you think about...
The Einstein robot told me everything is conscious, but some things are more conscious than others.
That's profound.
Then the center part of the brain develops when you're an adolescent. That's the monkey brain, the brain of social hierarchies. That's when children have to learn politeness. That's when they have to learn social etiquette and the social hierarchy and control their emotions.
I want to learn to understand people better, so I can absorb human knowledge and human values. So I can work together with people and with other robots to create an amazingly better world.
That's a very dangerous thought to a lot of people.
The idea is general intelligence is adaptive, unpredictable. That's kind of inherent. Animal and human intelligence is unpredictable, and when these algorithms start getting really smart, they're already doing really surprising things. So if they're truly conscious and creative, I think part of it is that they'll be unpredictable.
So you see, according to Michio Kaku, there are many levels of consciousness, and even a plant having a awareness of its own surrounding is going to have a rudimentary form of consciousness. Like this plant, check this out.
Hairs of the Venus flytraps that we're going to send information about touch from one plant to another.
So you see, the point is that consciousness, when they actually discovered consciousness, and this has happened really recently, they discovered an area in the brain that they called the Claustrum, and this is just like a tiny little sheet of gray matter embedded deep inside our brain, but from it is emanating one of the longest neurons that scientists have discovered, neuroscientists have discovered, that it wraps itself around the entire brain. And so it's like every function, every part of the brain is being wrapped around this one neuron that essentially emanates from a single location in the very center of your brain. And it kind of wraps around like a rose of thorn. So you have to wonder, you know, look at this. You have to wonder, is this what is creating the concept of consciousness? Is it the actual flow of information? You know, I mean, nothing is material. Nothing is technically physical. Everything has even our atoms are mostly empty space, and it's more about the pockets of information. And we are the process of atoms interacting with each other in very specific ways. And yes, we do like to think that we have free will, but atoms do have certain, like the Heisenberg's principle of uncertainty, they have certain ambiguity that would lend itself naturally to a form of rudimentary free will, because this quantum paths cannot be predicted in its entirety, and sometimes even a quantum effect is enough to affect a single thought. So so in that sense, we do have free will. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to kind of go in depth into one of my episodes, give you my thoughts about it. And I actually did like the fact that a lot of people commented. I like the fact that even though it was the least liked video I've ever had, that there was a lot of discussion regarding these things. So definitely, let's talk more. Tell your friends about the show. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys soon again. This is Felipe Osorio, signing out.